it is, you know, it's quite loose. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video on the daily. Our little 2002 Golf GTT DI 130. It's not a GTT DI, but it is. But it's not, but it is. You know. Anyway, MOT time. It's a yearly inspection we have in the UK. And I've given it a good look over and it seems okay. I mean, we got a little bit of a knock from the front suspension and I've narrowed it down to a ball joint on that front right hand wheel. So we've gone and got a replacement from Euro Car Parts. So that's all the bits. This is a Lemforder one. The reason I'm going for Lemforder, because these are quite a bit more expensive than what you can get, is because only a few years ago I already replaced the ball joint on this side. I've done both and it's gone already. So I remember these were cheap ones. I can't remember what make they were, but I think they were just cheapies. So ultimately what I want to try and do today is, because I need this tomorrow to go to work and I don't want to ride the Buell because it's red hot. And that's air cooled, and if you didn't know, air cooled motorbikes blow the air by the seat, which is where the old get quite warm. Anyway, yeah, I want to try and do it as quick as I can. I don't want to take the hub apart. I don't want to have to take the drive shaft out. So we're going to try and do it with as minimal taking apartness as possible. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. So yeah, we'll get down in there and have a look. I'll show you what I mean and why it's sort of doubtful that I be able to get it out in one piece. Let's get it so we can see. And if you do like what we're doing here, please take a moment to give us a thumbs up, please. So we're under the arch and this is the offending ball joint. If I just wiggle it, hopefully you can just about see the movement in it. Yeah, see it? Anyway, the reason I'm wondering whether I can get it out in one piece or not is the clearance between the UJ or CV joint and the end of the bolt is next to nothing. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this out without taking all the drive shaft out of it, which is a pain. One other thing to note on this, obviously I've changed these before. Sometimes these are riveted in place on some Golfs, on some Vags, you know, some of any of them really, these might be riveted. So if they are riveted, you're going to probably have to take it apart fully anyway, but I can't imagine there's many Golfs out there that haven't had a front ball joint. But anyway, so that is, I don't know, I can't remember what size it is, 17 or 19, something like that. These look like 13, so we're going to have to get the wheel off. And I don't know, it might be able to go. We might be able to wind that up, crack the joint and it might come off. But this being a nylock, normally it needs to be clear of the top of the bolt, but otherwise it will start spinning through, because obviously this is a ball joint underneath there. And so we'll see what happens. Anyway, it might work okay. Let's get this wheel off, get a spanner on it, spray up with some stuff, see how far we get. Alright, I've had to move you, so I hope you can see. I've given it a quick wire brush and a bit of a lube with some freeing up oil stuff. Anyway, I put the jack underneath because we might have to take a bit of weight off of this to crack the ball joint. So I'm going to just try and wind this off as far as I can. Hopefully it's loose enough. Hey! Yeah. So let's see how we go. So what has happened is exactly what I didn't want to happen really. Is, as you can see, the whole ball joint is spinning, so the nut is tighter than the ball joint is in there. See it down there actually. which is a pain. Oh, looks like I am taking the drive shaft out. That was worth a try, wasn't it? There we go. Well, to gain us a bit of room on the drive shaft, or on the CV, we're going to have to undo the drive shaft nut. And if you haven't got a big berther like I have, I'm hoping this will do it, you'll have to put the wheel back on and use a big bar with this is a 30mm socket, 3/0, and you've got to have 12 point like that. So let's see if this will undo it. Should do, in theory. She's a beauty. So a little bit of a tap in. That nut's resting on it. Alright, that'll start giving us some room, won't it? Yeah, a little bit. So to bind up the ball joint back in its taper, we're going to have to put the jack underneath the arm to put weight on it. So I'll switch you all around and we'll see if we can get it to go. We're back under. I hope you can see. But yes, I've given it I've got my copper hide this time, so I'm not going to damage the end of the thread. And then that'll give us a bit of freedom. Bit of movement. And then we'll have to load up a suspension arm. I hope you can see what I'm doing here. Can you see? Hang on, let me look. I think you can see. We have to load that up to re-engage the taper. So hopefully the bolt won't spin. Oh, oops, if I do that jack up. Let's see if we've bound it up enough. Nope, still spinning, so I need a bit more weight in it. Oh, this flipping nut's tight. Don't know why it's so tight. But it's going. Yeah, that's good. It's not spinning anymore, so I can hopefully whiz this off. I might have to knock the drive shaft in a bit more, but maybe not. So next up, let's try and whiz the bottom ball joint holding bolts out, which are these are the 13. I don't know if my little Makita will do it. Mind your ears. Wrong way. Yeah. Easy. He says, God, there's always one, isn't there? Right. Let's take some weight on this. So we've got some slack on this, and we've got the nut off, which is good, but we can't move this down because it's been held by the ARB anti-roll bar. So I'm just going to try and whiz this off. This is going to be really loud, I do apologise. So that should give us some slack. And we should, in theory, if this works, be able to get this out. Might need a bar or something to push it down with, but like I say, in theory, there's that nut retainer. There she blows, there. We're out. So I'll just get the other ball joint. Oh, blimey, hang on, can you hear this? Been a cheap ball joint, that was too long, that one. I'll get the other one and we'll wrap it up, we'll whackle it get together nice and quick. So we've got our new ball joint, and the new nut is actually a flange nut. It's a better quality one. The old one, the Nylock, has disappeared, but that I had to put a washer underneath it for it to bite. So let's hope this is a bit better. So let's chuck this in. One came out, so this must go in, mustn't it? There. Put the backing nut thingy on, and then we have to just find our way through. I'll quickly whiz these up with the rattler gun if I can, just to hold it in place. And then we should be able to fiddle this in. Well, actually, need to let that down a bit. That's better. You can see it's only just protruding, not like the other one. Perfect. Do the old swapperoo with the jack. Need to do this to engage that taper so it doesn't spin. Hopefully there's plenty of room there. Yeah. Lovely. Put a bit more weight on it. And I wonder if it's the same size. No. What is it? Feels like an 18 to me. Hang on, bear with, let's get an 18. Up the back with the right spanner. So, because we got this loaded up, hopefully it shouldn't spin. Oh, he says. Well, it's going. It's not spinning at the moment. I mean, if it does, just have to put more weight on the jack. Are we spinning? No, we're right. We're okay. Right, well, unless you've got a crow's foot and a torque wrench you can use with it, this is going to have to be just hand tight, as in 2 grunts. Perfect, that is. Next we've got to get this one back in, so we'll have to go a bit higher, I'd imagine. Sorry, that's my watch vibrating. Let's whiz this one in with the little gun. And then last but not least, no, it's not last, we've got to do the hub nut, but yeah, let's get that one out of the way. And I'll whiz them up with a little gun as well. I haven't got a clue what the torque should be on these. I shall I've got a ratchet here. Let's try that. So we'll get a feel for about that much. Yeah. So after we finish this, we're going to have to take this for an alignment because this could have moved. But yeah, you don't need to see that because, well, I don't do that anyway. So I'll quickly buzz up this outer. Oh, I've nicked the battery. I'll have to torque this one up. I've got the torque of this one written down somewhere. Don't know what it is. I'll find the torque for that, but basically that is more or less it. So there we are. That's all done up. I'll check the torque on these. I don't know what it is. They're tight enough. But that hub nut, I'll have to find the torque for that. But yeah, we're done. I'll check that one's tight as well, but wasn't too bad. I had to loosen off the shaft, but not horrendous. So as for torque, there's loads of people do it different ways. Oh, don't worry. I'll take that one out later. But the one I use and read about and used before is we tighten this to 160, which it already was because I used Big Bertha, and then undo at 180, and then we go down to 40 pound-foot, 40 pound-foot, which doesn't seem a lot, and then do it 45 degrees. So I'd say that's about 2:30, wouldn't you? About that much. And then we've got to do the lug nuts up. And then the lug nuts, lug bolts, wheel bolts, whatever you want to call them, to 90 pound-foot. That's it. And then pop our centre. Time for a test drive. There we go, all back together. I haven't put the little caps on the bolts because I'm going to go for a test drive and I'll torque them up afterwards. If anything goes wrong, you'll be sure to know. Don't worry. Here's the old bits. That's the nylock that came off and I had to put a washer on it. But yeah, I mean, it's not horrendous. I can't get it to move very well one-handed. It is, you know, it's quite loose. So it's not a bad thing, and you know, if the other side goes, I'm definitely going to go for a better quality because that only lasted a couple of years, really. So yeah, you get what you pay for, I suppose, especially in suspension parts. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for coming on another little golf journey. Let's hope it's okay, because if not, I'll have to ride that to work, and that's way too hot. Never mind. Anyway. Oh, sorry, yes, Instagram. I forgot. Look us up on Instagram, Larks_workshop. And, well, I hope to see you next time. Stay safe. Cheers, then. Which is where the old get quite warm. Give us a thumbs up, please. That's rubbish. And I'm going to have to put that underneath the arm. I wish I could talk. I'll have to break that. Bottoming out on the oh, I wish I had air conditioning.